What's going on, Dolphins fans? Welcome to the Fins Up Network. And today we are doing a mock draft version 2.0. So if you saw the initial mock draft version 1.0, you know what we did. We just kind of skimmed through the picks that lead up to Miami's pick and talk a little bit about certain players, how they relate to the Dolphins draft. But then we spend a little bit more time on the actual Dolphins pick. And before I get into the draft, I want to give you a quick update that the reason I like doing a mock draft right now at this specific point in the offseason is because the NFL Combine essentially just got done. We just saw the franchise tag window close, and then free agency is going to be starting in a week. So it's kind of like that last opportunity to see how things might shake out before free agency hits. So you get an idea to take a little bit of a deeper dive into what the team's needs still are, what players might be on the board when they're picking. How does that impact the guys that they might sign in free agency? So it's just been a tradition of mine. I like to do one right now, and then I usually do another one after the bulk of free agency is over. But with that, I do want to let you know that you can't be a lazy listener. We go over this every single video. So if you like the pick that I have for the Dolphins at number 29, go ahead, give this video the thumbs up. Regardless, I want to hear who you guys like at 29 as well. So leave me a comment. Make sure you let me know who you like, why you like that certain player. Like I said, I'm going to share the screen with you that has all the picks on it. And I'm going to basically I'm going to skim right through a lot of them to try to get to the Dolphins pick. But if you have any questions on certain teams and players that I had for that team as to why they are, drop that in the comment. I'd be happy to share my thoughts on that one as well. So I'm going to get the screen loaded here. And like I said, we'll bust through these pretty quick. Jaguars going Neal, Lions going Hutchinson, Texans Ekwonu, Jets with Sauce Gardner, Giants Charles Cross, Panthers Kyle Hamilton, Giants Thibodeau, Falcons taking a gamble on Treylon Burks. Got to let the joke sit. Seattle going with quarterback to replace Russell Wilson with Malik Willis. The Jets with Olave. Commanders with Corral. Vikings with Johnson. Browns with Wilson. Ravens, Trayvon Walker. Eagles got back-to-back picks going Davis and Stingley. Chargers, Ojabo. Saints finding their new quarterback and guy with small hands, Kenny Pickett. Got the Eagles going with Devin Lloyd. And this is where I want to take my first break, because going back to my mock draft version 1.0, I think I had Devin Lloyd in that 10 to 15 range. Now, with him being the first linebacker technically off the board on this, if Miami covets the linebacker position, well, knowing that Lloyd's the first one off the board and knowing the Dolphins are only about 10 picks away, Nakobe Dean is still on the board. So if Miami does covet that position and Lloyd falls that far down, this could be the opportunity where you see the Dolphins jump a couple of teams who might be in the market for a linebacker if they wanted Dean, if they want to covet that position. But I didn't do trades in this particular mock, so I'm going to keep going on, but just throwing that out there as maybe a potentially good spot for a trade scenario for the Dolphins. Got the Steelers looking to the future, quarterback Sam Howell. Patriots with London, Raiders with Booth, Cardinals going offensive line as well as the Cowboys. Bills going defensive tackle. There you see Nakobe Dean go off the board to the Titans, and then the Buccaneers with Tyler Linderbaum before the Packers address the edge. So before I reveal the Dolphins pick, let's just go first down some scenarios of what happened here. So we saw Devin Lloyd, we saw Nakobe Dean both go. I think that means linebackers off the board at 29. If you see me looking down, I've got a couple of prospect names for each scenario, so don't think I'm falling asleep on you here or anything. Now let's go to this scenario. Let's say Miami doesn't land any or some of their coveted free agent offensive linemen, and they feel the need to go with an offensive line at pick number 29. So the guys that you'd have on the board that would make sense: Trevor Penning, Bernard Raymond, Daniel Falele. Of those three, my preference would be Penning. I think it'd be a miracle if Penning could fall this far. However, in this scenario, I'm under the hypothetical that Miami's going to land at least 1 to 2 of their coveted free agent offensive linemen. So I'm not going to go offensive line with this pick. So now let's say Miami maybe lands that offensive lineman, but they don't get a free agent wide receiver. Or maybe they don't make a trade for a guy like Amari Cooper, who's been in the news a lot lately. the best wide receivers, the best fit wide receivers, in my opinion, for the Dolphins at 29. You got Jamison Williams, you got Jahan Dotson, Christian Watson, and David Bell. Of those four, I'm sticking true to what I did in mock draft 1.0. I would take Jahan Dotson. However, once again, I'm kind of that hypothetical where I think the Dolphins are going to land some linemen, and I think they're going to make a move for one of these wide receivers. So I don't know if receiver at 29 in this specific scenario is an absolute need. So let's say that Miami lands those offensive linemen. Let's say they snag one of those free agent wide receivers, or they trade for Amari Cooper. I don't think we can be outright shocked if the Dolphins are that first team in the draft in the first round at pick 29 to go the running back route. So in this scenario, I am going to go running back. And if you look at the available running backs, you've got Breece Hall, you've got Isaiah Spiller, you've got Kenneth Walker. Here's the big reveal. I got the Dolphins going with Breece Hall in this particular situation. Let's look at his size, 6'1", 220. Let's look at his combine. Ran pretty well in the 4.3s with his 40. He showed some good stuff with his hands as in the pass catching drills. What I like best about Breece Hall, though, why I gave him the edge over Spiller, over Walker, is the idea that he really excels in that zone scheme. It's the one cut and it's get vertical. And you saw that so many times at Iowa State, because it's not like he's this ultra shifty, create on his own kind of guy, but he's that guy that can be patient with his blocks, find that hole, boom, take it to the house. Look at some of the distances on the touchdowns that he had while at Iowa State. It's ridiculous. And if you look at those touchdowns, the last 2 years, he had 23, I believe, in both of the last 2 years. So he's got a nose for the end zone. He can improve as a pass catcher. There's no doubt about that. He can improve all around. But we've seen for so many years now that the Dolphins have just come into the NFL draft and running back hasn't been a priority. Running back hasn't really been a priority in free agency. You look at the guys who've been getting. You got the Malcolm Browns. You got the Jordan Howards. I mean, it's not these top tier guys. But in a Mike McDaniel-led offense where he's going to want that zone blocking scheme, he's going to want a guy. I know it's going to be a complementary backfield, especially right away, but he's going to want a bell cow. He's going to want someone that he can turn and hand the ball to, and that can be the foundation of the offense. And I like Spiller, I like Walker, but I'm going to give the edge to Breece Hall in this one. And then to round out the first round here, got the Chiefs going cornerback in McDuffie, Bengals with a can't-miss pick there with Trevor Penning. They need offensive line help. And the Lions taking my boy, Jahan Dotson there. So I'm going to go back to just me here for a second. But that's what I've got for mock draft 2.0. Like I said, I love doing them right now, right before free agency, to get that little glimpse as to what these team needs truly are. How is free agency going to play out? How's the draft going to play out? And like I said, if you agree, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. If you got a different guy in mind, I'd love to hear who you have, why you like that player. Drop that in the comments. So that's what I've got for mock draft version 2.0. Make sure you're subscribing. Check back every day for the daily videos. And until next time, see you later, Dolphins fans.